Hey, so I just got done recording something for 20 minutes, which was basically me venting. And throughout all of it, I realized, oh, entities. Okay. So we all know about conspiracy theories, right? And by the way, I'm going to get right to the point with this video because there's a lot of stuff I want to do today. But before I do any of it, I need to be true to myself and call bullshit when I see it. Because there are people who don't have your best interest at heart. Okay? So, yes, we are all... Actually, hold on. I'm going to draw this out for you with stick figures. Son of a bitch. Can you see this? I think you can see this. Okay. This is God. Source. Let's just call it source, okay? Source of everything ever. Okay? Then it's Papa God, Mama God. Masculine and feminine, okay? From there, it's whatever else that goes all the way down. Now, here in the human realm on Earth, you have alphabet soup agencies, humans, and entities. Titties. Put some sunglasses for these fools. Do you like my drawing skills? They're great, aren't they? Shade those out right there. And now we got humans, derpy derp, a question mark on their heads, and then entities. Let's give them, well, that's it, they're just a floating head. Now, these fools over here instigate these fools over here to the point where both fools become in frequency match to these fools, so that these fools, which include archons, can inhabit these buffoons, so that these buffoons can go to these buffoons, so that these buffoons can control that buffoon. Comprende? So partner, Scooby and Shaggy, who have a massively beautiful relationship for like 50 years, and they're about to go into their divine union and be all like, wee, from here to here. These fools pick up on it. This fool sends instigatory things to this person. This person starts eating meat, drinking, smoking, cheating, doing whatever. This person's like, why you do this? And this person feels more and more and more abused and gets more and more and more and more negative. This person then becomes a match to this. This person then snaps and goes grrr and gets really mean, becomes a narcissist, loses all their light, and goes directly to these fools to be a match to those morons. Now this one over here, who was instigated in the first place, is released from the instigation of these people because they got what they wanted. This one. which means this person gets to be in a state of grief, despair, torment, victimization, feeling like they're sad, sorrowful, like it's all their fault, like they attracted all of it, blah, blah, blah. So this person starts to go and be like, I'm going to fix my life and we're going to go heal. So on the path to healing, this person learns about the law of attraction, source, the ABC agencies, archons, blah, blah, blah. And the more they learn, the more they accept responsibility, and the more they accept whatever happened as their own fault. So this person goes off then to become the martyr, which then goes into helping other people, which then goes back into the ABC agencies, triggering and finding this person doing positive frequency things, which then makes these guys uncomfortable, which then these guys tell these guys to do this cycle all over again so they can control the source light within them. So when you see somebody being a total dick, realize it's because of these guys and these guys wanting this. So when your relationship gets really fucked up and people start abusing each other, it's not this person's fault or this person's fault. It's the world doing shit to you so that you can figure out what's going on in you and bring it out of you to bring peace into the world and harmony, so that these fudgers can reconnect to that energy stream directly instead of through your carcass. God. I mean, I feel stupid for having to explain it this way. So what's the solution, right? Get your head out of your ass and be an example of human excellence and forgive everything that's going on. Rise above the frequency of entities, which you become. Sorry for the shaking, but not really. Okay, let me explain to you entities. Your thoughts carry energy. Your emotions move that energy out. Your actions solidify that energy. Entities exist in the sphere of Earth. Nope, I don't like writing it that way. Earth. Okay? Where humans are wandering around brain dead trying to figure out what to do. On this side, there's angels going, you can do it. And on this side, there's not so nice beings who are like, yeah, you can. And we're going to make you do more. Because we want this thing here, which is archons, whatever, to go into this so that the archons can use infinite source power to manifest into the earth realm their own version of heaven on earth. Okay. Now, you as a human being, based on your thoughts, emotions, actions, emit these vibrations and blah, 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 okay? Excuse me, did you like it? I've been practicing on how to burp as low as I can. It's 10 in the morning and I've had a lot of coffee. Get over it. Okay, now, these fools, the supposed angels, they are in the same wavelength as these. Oh no, my pen! Son of a bitch. Hold on. Just for you, we're going to use the purple flamingo. You ready? I'm going to teach you about life. I'm going to teach you about you. These fools here want and work with these fools here because they are both close to source. They're in the other dimensions, which is basically like you being an ant to them, and they know that this ant is going to Pokemon evolve to God Pokemon, and they want to be in the body that evolves. So these people, also known as the Galactic Federation of Nitwits, manipulate these people to think they're doing good things, but they're not. They're just attracting higher level archons. These buffoons and the ABC groups manipulate these people to specifically bring their vibration down through food, toxins, chemicals, vibrations, sound waves, sound weaponry, wavelengths, and blah blah blah, to manipulate them into attracting the negative sides of these. Now what you're doing throughout your day already attracts different energies. Okay? This is how people before were in contact with elves and fairies and gnomes and elementals and devas and all sorts of natural things, because before there was no computer for you to sit on and go clickety 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 click. Okay, there was only trees where you had to go outside and actually live for your life. Now, let's say you're spending your day drinking your ass off, like your father, like your mother, like your whatever. You're attracting and you're releasing a thought stream that says you don't want to be conscious and alert, which attracts the ABCs, because once you give up your mental governance of yourself, the governing of your mental state, the government state. Get it? They pick up on it, and then they manipulate you more, just to, let's say you're on the, I'm just boozing it up. And then these people are like, oh, you're boozing it up? Well, that archon is right below that, because it's a hedonistic archon of sodomy and this and this and that, which, whatever, you do what you want. And they're like, okay, let's just trigger you down one more step. Now, what is it going to take from somebody drinking to go down to another step where they give up even more emotional control of their own body, and their actions turn into self-defeating actions to bring in archonic influences? All right, let's make their sexual energy go away. How do we do that? Apps on the phone provided to you, and the phone is a liquid crystal display. Crystals are multi-dimensional, which means they vibrate in every dimension at the same time. So if douchebag A is holding a crystal while he's drinking, or around crystals, or a computer while he's drinking, that crystal is going to start recording that vibration, and it's going to be emitting that vibration in all the other dimensions, which then alerts these douchebags. And then those douchebags come and they're like giving you negative thoughts and negative actions and negative emotions and intrusive thoughts, and you feel crazy, and then all you do is fuck it away. And then you go and eat, and then you're probably going to eat meat, which is going to bring the entity of that meat into your body, which then you're basically a walking cow for a few days. And then you do stupid things and become more of a match to these things, and then there's less humanity in you, and less common sense, and less governing of your mental state. So then you get on, and you know how your life is a script, right? Everyone's playing a part, everyone is you pushed out. And if you don't have a decent vibration, what you're emitting to people when they're all around you is a pre-written script, a prescription, which is why people in the world who don't lead their own lives are on prescriptions, because they are not governing their own mental state to write their own script and make their own life, which is why this exists, because you gave up your power. And in a relationship where one person is blaming the other person, the person doing the blaming and not accepting the responsibility for anything is connected to this. Because anyone connected to God knows that all is God. And all being God doesn't mean that God is nice in everyone. God is also very violent. God is also very despicable and disgusting and cruel and vicious and heartless and cold. It doesn't mean that God is infinitely loving, especially if you are praying or wishing or being victim to and bending your knee to a God who is an archon. And then when you don't know about the archons and the fact that the Elohim were aliens, literally interdimensional aliens, you think that history started with these buffoons. But there was an entire other species prior to these buffoons, which was a hermaphrodite species, which was completely connected to God. That's where the goddess Sophia comes from. The species prior to these buffoons coming in and splitting the species into Adam and Eve. And then saying that Yaldanoob is your Jeebus. Which then you also forget that Jeebus is the child of Sophia and also her mate, because Jeebus had to get the body from Yaldabaoth. You guys have no idea the depths of stupidity and insidiousness in this life story and narrative you're living. So let's go back up to normal day-to-day things. Person A is all like, oh, you made my life miserable. I hate you. Blah, blah, blah. You suck. And this person's like, but I love you. But you did this, and 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 you did that. But what did you do? Weren't you in this relationship? I'm like, okay, I accept the responsibility. I've learned, I've evolved, I've seen how the universe works. What did you play in this? Nothing? And this person isn't going to answer, because this person is connected to now a brainwashing program from the other things that we mentioned over here, which makes them incapable of human decency because they are infected with entities. Okay? So all of your problems in life are due to your vibration connecting with entities which are connected to alphabet soup agencies, which are all connected to the occult, which are all connected to this nerd, which is connected to his mama, which is connected to the earth, which is connected to Lucifer, which is connected to God, which is also connected to Jesus, which is also connected to Mary, which is all the narrative and the prime directive of the human species to keep you in control. Okay? Because the original goddess, before she even had a name, would bitch slap every single one of you, including those of you who say you worship the goddess, because she wouldn't want you to worship shit. Just saying. Isn't that what we say? Just saying. So, entities, what are they? Where did that thing go? There. Your thoughts, emotions, and actions emit a vibration. Thinking the same thoughts over and over and taking action on them, such as drinking, fucking, sleeping, murdering, beating each other, blaming, eventually creates something called a thought form. That thought form, with enough collective thought of people going, oh, praying its praises, becomes something akin to its own entity, depending on how many people thought of it in a good way or how many people had the same thought but in a bad way. Okay? Now, those thought forms can also be created to be something called a tulpa, aka also known as a familiar, which can be beneficial to you. These beings, these energy forms, it's basically like you're programming a, what is it called? The morphic field resonance, to where the field around you, you program it to do something. So you can program this bracelet, minus the scrunchie, to, every time I wear this, I'm going to get $1 million given to me. Let me put this on right now. Eventually, after constantly looking at this and thinking the same thought over and over and over, and visualizing some little, pixie flying around saying, going and getting me money and storing it in here, eventually this thing is going to attract what it is, which is $1 million. It's a thought form. There's an entity attached to it, but it's an entity that's beneficial because it's fueled with positive thoughts, actions, and emotions. Now, if you're sitting there drinking all day long, or swiping left or right on your apps, or getting your dick sucked, or your twat licked, or whatever you're doing, nasty, you're creating a succubus or an incubus. Now, mind you, this planet has been in existence, this life, longer than your 24-hour mind span, which means there are already thought forms and entities in existence, which is what a lot of the gods and goddesses you call gods and goddesses are, because there is only one god having a dream within a matrix construct to refragment itself, because that god fractalized itself to make mankind into gods, to save mankind from the underworld. Basically, the story of Jesus, which has been completely butchered, because God destroyed itself basically to make all of mankind into gods, so that God would be infinitized even more. It wasn't about God knowing itself. God is infinite. It knows itself already, dumbass. So, you sitting there thinking, your ex did all of this, your partner did all of this, and the next one's perfect, and the next one sucks, and this one's a rebound, and that one's that. Yeah, you're making it all. Because the minute you actually go and emit the vibration of forgiveness and gratitude and reconciliation and love and generosity and abundance, decency, integrity, quality, honesty, valor, chivalry, decency. Did I mention decency? Lack of pettiness. When you emit those things, the other things go away. And then you attract the good ones, because you're going to be dealing with entities anyway So you may as well use it to your advantage instead of using it for bad shit. Why are you being bad? So let's say two people broke up and one of them walked away with a cat. And the person that walked away with the cat, he's all like, "This is my cat now, bitch." And the cat's like, "Meow." And this person's all like, "I'm gonna go over there and cry for 3 years and I don't know what to do because it's so sad and I'm just gonna be all like, wah." And this person's all like, "I'm doing all this because you were mean to me." And this person's like, "I was mean to you because I was dealing with entities and I just learned about it and I'm learning all of this stuff and please forgive me." And this person's like, "No, I will not forgive you. I'm mad at you. I hate you." And this person's like, "But I love you." And all the while, these douchebags are like, LOL, and the entities and the archons are all like, "Give me that body. Ooh, ooh, give me that body." And this person's all like, "I'm gonna do so many mean things to you. I'm gonna take the cats. I'm gonna take the house. I'm gonna take everything. I'm gonna talk shit about you. I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that." Example B, support groups. Someone's like, "I'm going through a hard time. I need money." This person's like, "I ain't giving you money. I don't even know you." And then this person ends up needing money. And then somebody else is like, "I ain't giving you money. I don't even know you." And then this person's all like, "I feel ugly. Someone say something nice." And then this person's like, "You gotta love yourself because you gotta be, self-confident and have self-worth. Now give me money because I told you how to fix your life and it's all about you." And then this person's all like, "But if you want money for that, doesn't that mean that you're inadequate in making it yourself, so you need it from them?" And then this person's like, "Well, why would you even be saying that if, you're so perfect? Why are you on the same wavelength?" And this is going on all over the world. The world. The human species is absurd. And all the while, everyone is pointing the finger at each other, not taking responsibility for anything, and the people that are taking responsibility are being mocked and laughed at and alienated and isolated by these fools, which you think are to be trusted, when those fools in their name are there to govern your mental state, because your mental state is affecting the thoughts, actions, and emotions which connect to that source, because they want that and they're working for the archons. Which is why everyone keeps saying that that's enlightened. Gratitude is key. You must have the gratitude. You must have open heart. Your chakras must be clean. Ah! And they're all like, "Fuck your chakras, fuck your this, fuck your that." And this person's like, "Yes, come to the dark side." And this person's all like, "But you're going to the dark side." And this was like, "Silence with your hippy dippy shit." Oh my God. This is your life. Do you get this? This is your life. Look at how pretty this flamingo is. My fairy godmother gave me it. She's like, "I thought you could use this." And I'm like, I am never going to use this pen whatsoever. I lied, I guess. Okay, I'm going to cut this video off here because I can't with this anymore. It's too much. So before you act like a victim and ask for money, before you act like a douchebag and think you're too good to be, making a mistake, before you act like the biggest nanny McPhee bitch mother who thinks she's raising the child, to be a man, but she's actually raising her husband, Or the dad who thinks he's raising a daddy's girl, but he's raising a slut, basically. Or the boyfriend or girlfriend who thinks they're being so supportive, but they're actually enabling. Like, you guys really need a fucking wake-up call. And those of you who are like, oh, we're supportive to trans people, we're supportive to this and that, but you're actually really shitty to yourself. Like, what good is your support when it's coming from the toilet? Like, not like you can't do this anymore, people. And then those of you who are offering support through card readings, but then turn around and shit talk everybody and blame people for copying or stealing as if you're the most original piece of shit in the world, get the fuck out of here. And then the other ones who are basically bowing down to a god or a goddess, running around gardens claiming that they're the bee's knees, and then acting like they don't have enough money to feed themselves while they're on 50 acres of land. Like, grow a fucking apple tree then, bitch. If you want money, then do something to where it comes to you easily and effortlessly without you having to ask for it. Ask the universe, don't ask everybody else. It doesn't matter if you're getting paid for spiritual work or not. It matters how you're getting paid and the integrity of things you're doing to get that money. Don't be a fucking lowlife. Don't be a narcissist. Don't be a martyr. Don't be a victim, victimizer, or perpetrator. Don't be an instigator or the instigatee. Don't be the puppet master or the mastermind. Don't deal with secret societies or federations. Don't deal with angels or aeons or archons. Don't deal with any of them. Deal with your heart, your mind, which is probably really messed up, your ability to feel free, your dignity and your self-worth, the sacred fire within you that engulfs you, and the light of consciousness that brings you above the filth of the human disease. Because holy fucking shit, you guys are all connected to me, and I am sick and tired of being connected to this cesspool. You guys are better than this. If you're offering advice, offer it without including yourself in the card readings. If you're offering support, include the support with yourself included, because you also need the support if you're on the same wavelength of people needing support. It's a vibratory world. It's an energetic world. It's a world of frequency. And if you think you're better than anybody else, you're wrong. I know I'm not better than any of you. I'm on the same thing. I'm fucking doodling how to get yourself out of this mess. God! And I don't mean Yalda Noob or Sophia, mother and son duo. Like, I have lots of love and respect for all of them, good or bad. But holy shit, I'm not bowing down to them. I don't care how glorious or magnificent or Mother Earthy she is, or how amazingly devilish or good he is. I don't give a shit. You're still part of me. I created you. You exist because I gave you energy to exist. You don't exist. I don't exist because of you. You exist because of me. And I don't mean me, the physical me. I mean the me that is the consciousness within this body. The God source within me that creates all of existence, which is also within all of you. How dare you bow your knee to an imaginary freaking robed person? Didn't Jesus Christ come down here himself, being demiurge or not, to teach you how to not bow down to anybody? And you're sitting here bowing down to money and alphabet soups and archons and aeons and other humans who know less than you? And then you're gonna think that people giving you advice are helping you? Bitch, how are their relationships doing? How's your mother's marriage doing? How's your father's marriage doing for you to think that taking advice from them is worth it? I love my parents, but I'm not taking marriage advice from them. They're still learning how to do it 40 years later. I'm not even taking marriage advice from my grandmother. That woman mourned a week after a 50, 60-year marriage of my grandfather passing away. She mourned a week and then took all the stuff out of the house and threw it away. Like, everything. Like, no, I'm not taking any advice from her. Because none of you have the level of compassion that would emit a state of enlightenment within you. If you did, none of this would be happening. Because you would have compassion enough for everybody to know that everyone is looking through everything through a veil placed by a goddess who was trying to hide something. So we're living that metaphor on how to reveal the truth. So this is what I say to you now. Do you see this face? Do you see this face? See it? I'm certain you can see it. And if you're peeping me, then peep a little harder, bitch. 'Cause you don't see yourself when you're peeping me, do you? You're loved, loving, and lovable, and it's time you get your head out of your ass and realize you're part of a world that is full of magic and science fiction and technology that you don't know about because you're too ignorant. The only thing that matters is love, and if you're focused on negative experiences, you are feeding archons. Fucking starve them. You don't feed a virus. You don't feed a negative bacteria. If you have an infection, you don't eat sugar. Your brain is infected by archons, and you're sitting there drinking, smoking, and fucking, which is feeding them. And then you're like, oh, I'm so in debt. Well, of course you're in debt. You're in debt because they want you in debt. How are you going to get out of debt? Change your energy stream. Emit love. Forgive. Reconcile. Reunite. Move forward. Be grateful. Love everyone. Support people. Give advice from a higher place, not with your mind, with a higher mind. Oh. I just want to hug you guys so hard, I squeeze the stupid out of you.